You were born when we were all scared that the computers were going to eat us.
Yeah.
Wilko, you are a huge supporter of reality TV shows. You like Married at First Sight. You were the voice of MasterChef in Australia, if anyone was wondering.
Confusing. So it was the voice of Channel 10's promos for it, not the internal show voice, which was different.
True.
So I've did a lot of stuff with like Bachelor, MasterChef, Survivor, all that stuff.
And you watched Bachelor.
Oh, I love Bachelor. Like over on Rehash, which is my other YouTube channel. Like I am obsessed with reality TV and just TV and movies in general. And I watch too much of this stuff and I have too many thoughts and feelings.
So where are you at with Love Island?
Okay, so I did like 2 seasons or like 1.5 of Love Island. The obviously the original, the best, the UK version. Yeah. So there's obviously a US version that's about to start soon again, and also the Australian version. The problem with the UK version in regards to like watching it is that there's just, I think there's like 5 to 6 episodes a week. Now, yeah, I know. And if Married at Sight, because it's like done essentially Big Brother style, which is like pretty close to it being
because you're living in and you're like, they're like hooking up with each other on the island. I've never watched an episode, not a single episode. I probably wouldn't even really be able to give a synopsis of the show besides flirting and fucking.
Essentially, people go in, they step forward for each other, then they like couple and recouple, and then they break up and they put through challenges and then they get a text.
So it's not a personality thing. Do they just look at each other and say, that person's hot, I want to go with that person?
When they initially get into the villa, they step forward for certain people who come in, yes. So, and that's based purely
that's hilarious. This is like Tinder, but live.
Yeah. And it's excellent. Like, it's obviously over the last few years, it isn't as good, but I just can't watch that many episodes of one particular show. It's just too many. Yeah.
So last year, it was huge news coming out of the UK Love Island. One of their biggest couples, Molly-Mae and Tommy Fury, split up. So these two were together from 2019 when they were on the show together. Mm-hmm. They were in love on the island, having sex. And everyone was hot for this couple. They were the favorites. And the fact that I guess they left together, that's like a big deal?
Oh, yeah. When you like leave together and say that you're going to try and make it work, a lot of people try to do it and it generally doesn't actually work out. But it seemed like with these two, it seemed like maybe.
Yeah. So they were the hot couple. And so when they broke up, August 2024, it was worldwide news, earth-shattering. Worlds were breaking down. People couldn't handle the fact that these two had broken up. And part of the reason for that was they'd recently had a baby together. So I wanted to give you a little back catalogue on these two because I know that you weren't fully across Molly-Mae and Tommy Fury.
No. Although the only thing I do know, I'll tell you, and this is spoiler alert for what Court's going to tell you, apparently he cheated and then apparently he didn't cheat. So everyone was like, he cheated, and then he said he didn't cheat, but he did lie because he was like drinking.
Yeah.
Right. So that's all I know.
We'll go back sort of to the beginning. 2019, they meet, they're on Love Island together, and when they leave, they stay together, which is amazing. So I knew Molly-Mae because she was a part of the PrettyLittleThing brand. And PrettyLittleThing is a female clothing company, fast fashion, like, you know, it just gets served to you on Instagram. I've got like one outfit from them, and
it's like She and Shine.
Yes. Do you remember my green suit?
Yes, I do remember your green suit.
That's Pretty Little Thing. Remember, I bought it and it was like 4 sizes too big and I had to get it tailored. So even though I got it on sale half price, I ended up spending the same amount it would have cost full price because I had to tailor it so much.
And you're going straight to hell now because you bought fast fashion.
Yeah. Don't even ask where this Kmart shirt is from. So Molly-Mae, she leaves the show and she gets given the role of creative director of PrettyLittleThing.
Holy shit.
This girl, like, didn't have like a career, as far as I could tell, prior to Love Island that would qualify her for this role as creative director. And this is why I remember her, because at the time, back in 2020 or whatever, there was a lot of people commenting on why is she getting this £500,000 a year job when she's just a reality star?
£500,000 a year?
Yeah, so like $1 million a year for this job. And she'd been like, I think she was the ambassador for them beforehand. But so she became the creative director and ambassador. And people were pissed off because what gave her the qualification to be that? And she's not the creative director anymore.
Okay.
And that is because I think it was around 2022, she went on that Diary of a CEO podcast.
Yeah, with Stephen Bartlett, yeah.
Yeah. And you might remember this, she came out and she was like, we all have the same 24 hours in the day. I don't understand the wealth inequality. Like, maybe it's on you. If you were born into poverty, you've got the same 24 hours in a day.
Yeah, because that's exactly how poverty works. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So she pissed people off with that. So she was like, I'm going to step down just to like focus on being a mother. And I don't think that was the focus, but okay. So she also has a self-tanning range, obviously.
Well, of course, you can't be from Love Island and not have a self-tanner.
Do you remember Towie? Do you remember The Only Way is Essex?
Yeah.
Now, that was a reality show I got around.
Of course you did.
Oh, my God. They were ridiculous. They all had their own self-tanners by the
Same with the Geordie Shore crew. Same with I was obsessed with Geordie Shore versus Towie, and I loved it.
The oranger, the better, baby. We loved it. Orange around the ankles, around the knees, around the wrists. Perfect.
And on your hands, weirdly white.
Yeah. So this is just a bit of a back catalogue of Molly-Mae Hague. And then, of course, she's with Tommy Fury. And Tommy Fury is kind of famous in his own right. So have you heard of the show At Home with the Furies?
Yeah, I watched a few episodes of it.
You have, of course you have.
Yes.
So you would have seen the brother, Tyson.
Yeah.
All his sons' names are Prince.
Yeah.
What the hell?
The show itself was extremely confusing to me.
Why? What was confusing?
Because I was, for a second...
You couldn't figure out who was related? Or
No, because I was like, why do we care? It was a little bit like trying to set them up as like the UK Kardashians.
Oh, okay. Well, they've done that a couple of times with UK versions of reality shows.
Right.
Like Kardashian-style reality shows, because I know the Osbournes tried it.
Yes.
Ozzy Osbourne and his family.
But that was an iconic time.
It was, and that was like pretty early on as well. But it didn't get the hype. Nothing has ever gotten the hype that the Kardashians
No. And I think it's pure en masse. And it's the American way of life that like lifting these people up. Whereas like there in the UK to a little bit extent, tall poppy is a thing.
Yeah.
So I'd never understood the Fury family and why we cared about them.
Yeah. Well, so in case you didn't know, the Fury family are like professional boxers. So dad was a professional boxer, but Tyson, the son of John Fury and Tommy's brother, he went on to become a very, very famous boxer in the Irish boxing world. And I just loved this. I had no idea about this, that he's got these bloody 7 kids and 4 of them are boys called Prince. Are they in the show?
Yeah.
So do they have middle names that they go by?
I honestly can't remember. I just remember them.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
I remember watching it and just not fully clicking that they were different. Like, I just thought they were...
They were just all... I
thought Prince was just...
son called Prince.
Yeah. So I don't
Have
fully...
you heard the reason why he's called his sons Prince?
No.
Oh, my God. It's so patriarchal. I love it. So he's got 3 daughters. As far as I can tell, they've all got different names. They're not named Princess.
Right.
He said the reason that all his sons have the first name Prince is I'm a king and they're princes until they earn their rightful name.
Until the king dies? What do you mean until they earn
have
their
to earn it?
They have to earn their real name.
Their real name.
So he will give them their... You can't call kids Prince though, can you? Like legally, you can't call a kid Prince, can you?
No, I think you can.
No, I don't think you can call any kids a royal title. Because you can't have little baby king. I don't think you can call kids. Let me ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, ask ChatGPT.
I'll get ChatGPT on it because
I would have definitely thought in a Commonwealth country it would have been illegal, but then there are a lot of princes.
I guess so. Hey, ChatGPT, in a Commonwealth country, can you legally name your children king, queen, prince, or princess?
In most Commonwealth countries, names like king, queen, prince, or princess are usually restricted or at least heavily discouraged. Many countries have naming laws that prevent parents from giving children titles or official ranks as names to avoid confusion and maintain the integrity of those titles.
Yeah, well, Fury's obviously... So that was vague. So it seems like I don't know if it's like definitely, it's heavily discouraged.
Well, he named his kids after a different pro boxer who was called Prince.
Oh, right. In the UK?
Yeah. Oh, I think that guy was maybe from, let's see, it's Prince Nazim, his favourite British professional boxer.
Okay. So maybe you can.
Oh, hold on. His legal name is Nazim.
Right, okay.
And then he's nicknamed Prince Nazim.
So I'm assuming the Fury's kids have legal names, but he just calls them all Prince.
I guess so.
Until they're allowed to have their legal name.
I just think that's so funny.
If you know in the comments, and I'm sure people watching this know it, and they're furious that we don't know.
Yeah.
But just chuck it in the comments and be as abusive as possible.
Anyway, I just loved that. I loved all of that backstory there. So, the huge news is that Molly-Mae Hague and Tommy Fury, who had a baby together, by the way, in 2023, the baby called Bambi. So,
okay.
That's all I'll say on that. That's the baby's name.
Look, okay. Two thoughts. If you're going with sweet and innocent because Bambi was from the movie Bambi, Bambi's mum died. And...
we all remember.
Yeah, and like Bambi was hunted. Like, so let's not, I don't think that's like a nice name. Now, if we're going with the X-rated version of that, Bambi is a common...
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, like...
I'm so sweet and innocent, aren't I?
It's like calling someone Charity. Ladies and gentlemen, here she is now for your pleasure, Charity.
See, I don't even think I would even think of Charity as a sweet name. Like Bambi, I go to sweet, and then when you point out that it's also a stripper name, I go, oh, yeah, it is. But Charity, I'm like, no, that's straight up stripper. Like if you're calling your kid Charity, you're writing their future for them.
Oh, yeah. Or like, it's like the name's Serenity, and I met someone called Serenity. You can go one of two ways.
Serenity can go like, is not a name.
Peace, yeah, Serenity. Peace, love, and like you could go like woo woo, or you could go like woo woo, take your clothes off. Like you could go one of two ways with that
She's
name.
on the party bus every Friday night.
Yes,
Serenity.
Yes.
So they had baby Bambi born January 2023.
Okay.
And it was huge on the gram. I didn't follow any of these people, and Bambi being born was shoved down my throat because there was like baby name guessing competitions for this. Like people were debating what this baby would be called.
You do love baby content though, so it's not like Instagram, the algorithm was completely wrong.
I guess. And then they got engaged in July of 2023. So they hadn't been married or engaged yet. And then August 2024, they broke up. Now, that's when it was absolute huge news. And that was when Molly and Tommy were shoved down all of our throats, regardless of how you feel about Love
That's
Island.
right. We all had to catch up and go, okay, why do we care?
Yeah. So Molly-Mae had a reality TV show called Behind It All.
Now, I never watched this. I never watched it. It was on Prime, and that is shocking for me. And actually, it got delivered to me the other day again, and I was like, should I?
Well, maybe you should because part 2 is coming out. So we had part 1 Behind It All, and part 2 is coming out, and this is where the latest news updates is coming from because there's now promos going around for it. It's not out yet. It's out like in maybe a week or two. And in the promos is where we're finding out Molly and Tommy are back together after all the drama. So we all spent the last, I believe it's been 9 months, just obsessed with this couple and why they broke up. The reason was, according to them, he was drinking too much alcohol after the baby was born, and then he was staying out because of that. And then there was a lot of rumours that he was being a naughty boy on the sides.
Yes.
And then it all just came back around, and Molly said he's just drinking too much, and that's that.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is, with these celebrity breakups, we will never know the truth. We are never going to know the truth.
Well, do you also think that maybe they... See, this is where my brain goes now. They broke up for publicity.
100 million billion %. Like, come on.
Because there was another...
not dating Pete Davidson because she likes Pete Davidson. She's doing it because he's the hot thing at that time. And she's like, I can get on board with this for just like a couple of months. It's fine. I've learned how to cry on camera. I'll cry when we break up. It'll be huge news. Boom. They're back in the news cycle. Yeah.
Okay. And because that's the thing. If you're not in the news cycle, you're dead, right? So you don't exist.
All I want to be is in the news cycle. I'm still wary that Kylie and Timotei, are they really a couple? I don't know. But it's great news cycle material. The same as Molly and Tommy. Like, they needed something to shake it up, right? And they also probably needed a little bit of, like... It's not good publicity being like having a breakup,
but it's matter.
Probably better than her being in the news for like she'd been running dodgy Instagram ads and competitions where she was being investigated, the pretty little thing. Like maybe they needed something that like humanized her, made her a real woman who's just dealing with like a man who drinks too much.
And because there's no like actual cheating scandal, it makes people like be able to forgive him easier when they do get back together.
Exactly.
Yeah, the more we talk about this, the more that I think we're being played.
Maybe they were together the whole time. She's pretty much just said in it that things are looking heaps better now and that she believes that the relationship is worth saving.
Okay, now let me play the other side for a second because I've played devil's advocate to say that like this could all be for publicity. But also we know a lot of people, I've done this in my life, you break up and you get back together.
Yes,
and sometimes it's for the right reasons.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it's not.
Yes, and I fully agree, and I think that there's definitely, like, I reckon all of the people that I know who are, like, married or broke up with their husbands or wives at some point. And so maybe they needed that, especially because they left a reality show together. Right. And they like, went all in. So maybe they needed that little break. Can I just point something out, though? The thing that makes me more... the most harrowing part of all of this massive life story that we've gone through with Molly-Mae Hague, she was born in 1999.
Well, she can fuck right off.
She can fuck right off.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Are you kidding?
That's
you
disgusting.
were born when we were all scared that the computers were going to eat us.
Yeah. Yeah. It hurts. It hurts deep.
She's 25. She's 25. She was on $1 million a year for a job she was not qualified for. I can't even get one job that I'm qualified for just a regular amount of person's money.
Is this the real reason why you brought it today? You're just upset?
I'm mad.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes total sense.